What's up, everyone? Today we're going to be working on our very last project before our road trip, which of course is to port these intake runners. Now, I was not expecting the gaskets to make it here in time, but fortunately they came yesterday, allowing us to kind of get a head start on the porting. Now, Tony's going to be working on porting the heads, so that will leave John and I to finish, or not finish, but start and finish most of the rest of the build. It's going to save us a lot of time if we have these already ported. Now, this is going to be a real easy job, mostly because they're made out of aluminum, but we'll just line these gaskets up. We'll put up our blue layout fluid and, make sure it's got a nice thin layer, put our scribe, and then just knock it down enough so that it is closer to this gasket. Now, these are the gaskets we're going to be using down there, although Tony will be welding the crossover, so this won't really matter. But yeah, guys, we're getting real close. So pretty much once this is done, we wrap it up, and then tomorrow everything gets thrown in the back of a van and we're off. So I hope you guys are all really excited about it like I am. And without more talk, let's go ahead and start getting these ported. So as you can see, there was a lot of material being pulled off, and realistically, it was just the edge of the ports. Just enough to make it so that the transition between the runners and the heads are a lot more efficient. So it did open it up quite a bit. You're not really going to see too much from the camera, but I tried matching it as close as I really felt comfortable getting, just because this thing will move a tiny bit when we're putting it together. So taking that into account, I think we did a very good job. We did take a lot of material off. Remember to wear a respirator while working with aluminum. You don't want to breathe that in. That's not a fun time. Also, safety glasses, you don't know what's going to happen. So not to preach PPE, but sometimes it's smart to be smart, if that makes any sense. So we're going to go ahead, flip this around, get the other side. I did stop filming after a while because I felt like once you see a little bit of it, you kind of get the idea of what we're going to be working with. So anyways, let's go ahead and knock down any high points that are remaining. You can kind of just use your finger as a judge, and then I'll probably just grab a real fine file and just knock down any of the edge that might have a burr. Most of it is pretty much set. I think maybe a little spot right there, but it's pretty straightforward, guys. Just take your time. That's the big thing. Take little bites here and there. You only get one chance at this. If you screw up, you're buying a new intake manifold. So just take your time. That's the best advice I can tell you about this. So anyways, let me get this on the other side and finish it up. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, like I said, make sure you're wearing a respirator for this. Don't want to breathe in all that fine aluminum powder. I do need to make the transition from where I was just knocking down the high spots into the regular port. I want to make them a little bit more gradual. So I'll work on that in a little bit, but it's pretty much set. You're just going to go ahead and sand it by hand. Wrap a little bit of 400 grit, 800 grit around your finger and just kind of working in there. as far as up here, I did round off the edges of the plenum modification I made the other day. So I did a knife edge, and then one of you guys actually mentioned it will affect the atomization. I was like, you know what? 100% correct. I was thinking of how the air was going to flow through the plenum, not so much how the fuel was going to flow through. And that's a very important part, equally as important as the overall flow of air. Now, quick modification, just knock the edge off of that. And next thing is go through with a little bit of sandpaper, and I'll take care of that in just a few minutes. And other than that, I gotta get all the grit and stuff out of here, so a little bit of parts washing, but not too much. So I'm happy with how this intake has turned out, and I really hope we see some gain from it. And I know I've had a few people talking about, well, I shouldn't have done this, but it's going to make the whole thing think it's got a larger carburetor. And I know some people think that carburetor is way too big, but I mean, it came off of it at 318 when I got it, even though it was a 440 thermoquad. But, you know, the truck ran fine with that, so I'm sure it'll be perfectly fine now. Also, I mean, I guess we'll find out when it hits the dyno, right? This engine from the manufacturer, according to the interwebs, only made 150 horsepower. So anything I can get out of it more than that, it's all gravy, guys. So until the next time, have yourselves a wonderful day and get ready for an amazing adventure. Take care and keep it shiny side up.